This is Sean Sport in podcast form.
Let's kick things off with a bit of action that we're led to believe is going to happen on the AFL Grand Final. Snoop Doggy Dogg.
He's for the entertainment.
Yep, there was a lot of talk about it yesterday. There's a bit of a forum that the AFL had with key stakeholders yesterday over at over at Marvel, actually. And it's led to believe that Snoop Dogg will be the big-time performer, half-time performer at this year's Grand Final.
I mean, that's funny.
Yeah. Well, it's about time the AFL lifted. The one thing that's always held the AFL... Sorry, by the way, Katy Perry was really good.
Yes.
And Robbie Williams was outstanding when I was there.
It's true.
Hard to pull off during the day when it's complete daylight.
It is, isn't it?
The AFL...
And it's not the halftime entertainment, it's the pre-game entertainment, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep. So, anyway, if Snoop Dogg comes over, it'll be huge for the AFL. And hopefully we see in the not-too-distant future that the AFL decide to go to a twilight game for the grand final, and that would just increase the viewership by an absolute country mile.
Oh, yeah. It'd be amazing.
And then also everything you get to see with it will just be
it's more
next
of a
level.
spectacle, isn't it? Yeah, for sure.
So good luck with that. I hope that it comes across for Snoop Dogg. There's a couple of things that were happening too, and Toby Green has been in the news because he got suspended over the weekend because he in the what do they call it, the bridge clash between Sydney Swans and GWS, Battle of the Bridge. He hit Isaac Heaney, Sydney Swans champion, in the head when he had the opportunity to, when the ball kind of went to ground and he was in half a tackle situation, and he thought, I'll give him one.
It was
right
deliberate head-high contact.
100%.
Yep.
So he got suspended. But what they end up showing, and it was Channel 9 who got hold of some of the vision. They must have just gone through the vision, is when Toby Green tried to backheel Dane Rampy in the groin between his legs.
So so backheel is like just sort of
I'm standing in front
backwards,
of you and I'd kick backwards
like a horse,
like a horse kick.
Yeah.
Between your legs to try to, get him. And he never made strong contact.
But his intent was there.
100%. He got off. The AFL said, basically, out of the rules that exist at the moment, then there's no extra fine. Greg Swan's taken over the role of rules of the game, amongst other things at the moment. And he was on AFL 360 last night and telling us why that wasn't a fine or a suspension.
The thing that saved him is there was no contact. So, it was obviously it's intentional, but he doesn't touch him or he doesn't make any contact. So there's no penalty on that basis. So that's under the rules as they are. That's the right decision.
Do you reckon it was an attempted kick, which is prescribed as a fine?
Yeah. Well,
what else was he doing? Stretching.
He misses him. So that's the reason.
He misses him.
But if an attempted kick is finable, then it is an attempted kick.
They left it to the match review panel under Swanee, and he's just taken over the job. He went on to say that they will be looking at areas to change and have flexibility in the system because there's no flexibility at the moment.
To use judgment.
And that will be the thing going forward.
Oh, that makes it even less clear.
When you see Toby Green do that, I love him, by the way. He's one of my favourite humans
He's such a terrific player, but he's dirty. Remember, because he used to stick his boots up into people's front on for a while, remember?
Yeah, he's great. You would love to have him on your team.
You want him on your team, you don't want to play against him.
100%.
But that doesn't mean he's a fair player.
No. He bends the rules as much as possible and he's a fierce competitor. And seeing that, and I wonder, this is what I go to all the time, if it was a Dockers or West Coast player, and we're over here, would they get the leeway that Toby Green's afforded? And I would say 100% no. And that's the frustrating part.
Yes, that's right.
2 weeks ago...
It's not an even playing field.
No, not at all. 2 weeks ago, Fremantle played Collingwood at the MCG. Yes. Darcy Moore, in the last seconds of the game, lobbed two knees into Josh Tracy's back. 2 knees. That's didn't
all
get
of his
cited. He didn't even get a fine.
Nothing to answer. Yeah.
Nothing to answer.
Yeah.
And Braden Maynard pushed young Murphy Reid into the seating at the MCG, and it was so full on. It was really full on. The umpire paid a free kick for Maynard for holding the ball on Murphy Reid.
Oh.
And Murphy then got shoved after the tackle because he went over the boundary line.
Yeah.
Shoved so hard he smashed into it was really dangerous, right?
Yeah.
And normally that would be, question cited. Maybe it's a fine because
at least front up to the tribunal.
But the
or whatever.
Darcy Moore thing was crazy.
Yeah.
To lob 2 knees into someone's back and they'd just say nothing to see here was crazy. And again, once I say and
protected species.
If it was a WA based team or possibly a South Australian, there's no way they'd get away with that.
100%.
No way. And finally, Greg Swan was also saying that they are looking at changing some of the rules in the AFL, particularly for next year, to make the game faster.
They never change the rules. Oh, my God. But their bodies can't keep up with it. This is what they all end up with, soft tissue injuries.
They do, Nat. They certainly do. But the games are going for, on average, about 5 or 6 minutes more than they did last year, and then the year before, a few more minutes and blah, blah, blah. And it's to do with ruck contests and various other things. But what they can do is speed up the game by having a last touch rule in between the arcs. So outside of the 50-metre lines,
yes.
If you kick the ball and it bounces in front and it gets, maybe I touch it and it goes out of bounds because I don't quite take possession, then the opposition team will get it and they can bring it in straight away.
So a bit like basketball.
Sport,
Yeah, netball. If you're the last person to touch it, whether they've kicked it or it's just their hand or whatever, then that's...
I think people are coming around to that pretty quickly.
Yeah,
actually.
I mean, there's some merit in it, but they tweak the rules in this game. I don't know another sport where they change the rules as often as they do in AFL football.
No, and one of the reasons is because there's so many full-time coaches.
Yeah.
They're always trying to exploit the rules.
Yeah.
So then you have
adapt because of it. All right. Well, we'll see.
Sean Sport in podcast form.
The Suncorp Super Netball Grand Final is here, everyone. The West Coast Fever, our West Coast Fever, taking on the Melbourne Vixens. Arch nemesis here, Natalie. This Saturday, 7:30pm.
No, it's 5:30 our time,
Sorry,
Sean.
should have said that. Live on KO Sports. Kath Cox, you'll be calling all the action. Kath, how are you?
I am so good, and I think I'm nearly as excited as you guys.
I tell you what, we are
it's
up and
massive
about.
news.
Yeah, and I mean, the fact that the Vixens knocked the Swifts off after coming from behind from a 10-point down, that's extraordinary. They blew them away in that last quarter. So it was good play for them just to make the grand final.
Yeah, absolutely. And how good that it's the Melbourne Vixens too, when we know that the grand final was predetermined, going to be at Rod Laver Arena in Melbourne. They now get to go home.
Yeah, no, that's not good. We don't think that's fair.
No.
It's not good, but I think they know the battle that they have to climb when they get there. It's going to be a big challenge to take down the Fever. They are just looking so good.
Well, Kath, let's talk about the home ground advantage. We did speak about this a little while ago. If the Vixens were able to get there at that stage, we're probably thinking the Swifts might be top of the ladder.
It seemed to be a pipe dream, that's right.
It certainly was. So do you know what the breakdown is, tickets? Because, playing an AFL Grand Final, it's, the AFL owns it and they give a certain amount of tickets to each team and then it's corporates after that. Do you know how this is the breakdown is for this?
Yeah, not exactly, but I do know that they had massive ticket sales in the lead-up. So I think majority had gone prior to the Vixens actually winning through. So I think just netball fans, regardless of who's there, wanted to see. I think plenty with their fingers crossed that their side would get through, given they were in the top four.
Yep.
But regardless, it'll be sold out now. No doubt about that. Now that the Melbourne Vixens have won their way through, so it's going to be a sellout at Rod Laver. It's 14,000 people. It'll certainly be noisy, and what a game to be able to present on that floor.
Yeah, I mean, the Fever are used to playing in front of those sorts of crowds, but normally they're all going for them.
And they're in the green.
Yeah, that's right. This could be a real sort of change of pace for them, really.
Yeah, it could be, but I also think the crowd will just be a netball-loving crowd for the most part, which is also great. The West Coast Fever, though, they've come over to the East Coast plenty of times and got the wins up.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like there's any stopping them. They seem to be getting better every single outing since round 3 when Janelle Fallon-Emmard came back into the mix. And, I mean, last week in that major semi-final against the New South Wales Swifts, my God, they were impressive.
Weren't they just? That was the dominance there was extraordinary.
It was a thrashing.
Yeah.
It was a pants job. Absolutely was. And these two teams, though, they're playing each other for the third time in 6 years for the title here. The one thing, if the Vixens are wanting to take this, is it going to be their outside shooting that's going to be the difference here, the 2-point shot?
Yeah, absolutely, and I've said that a few times in interviews this week, but they need to attack them from the start. I don't think they can wait till the end of the game where they're potentially down by a couple.
Oh, yeah.
I reckon particularly Kira Austin. Sophie Garvin's not huge at shooting them, but I think they've got to start popping them up in the first power time, which will be the first 5 minutes in the first quarter. They've got to start to hit them and then really put some pressure on the West Coast Fever. That's honestly the only way I can see this win going any other way.
The Fever defenders have been playing extraordinarily well, though, and you know, Sunday Arang is a regular on our show, and she's had a cracking second half of the season in particular. A lot of gains. Kadian Dehaney's been playing well as well. Fran Williams has been in there too. So, you know, defensively, the Fever are very strong as well. Everybody said, oh, it's just because of Janelle, but the defenders are the ones, you know, getting those intercepts.
Yeah, look, I think this is probably one of the first years you could easily say this is not just Janelle anymore. She's come back fit, absolutely, but every single player is doing their job, and you could see that in the performance against the Swifts. So in the team of the week, it was all bar one player came from the West Coast Fever. It was outstanding. But that defence end is so good because they're so versatile. They can play any position, and Dan Ryan pulls upon them right throughout the contest to really keep mixing it up. Sunday's been outstanding. I think she had 3 MVP performances in a row to take that sort of form into a grand final. And she's going to be playing on Kira Austin, who was the MVP in the game a couple of weeks ago in that semi in Adelaide. So, I mean, that's going to be the matchup of the grounds for sure.
Hey, Kath, who are you pulling for? I mean, you played for the West Coast Fever back in the day, and you also played for Sydney and Melbourne, a couple of appearances for Melbourne. Where do you sit? Where's your heart?
I think West Coast will win.
No, but who are you going for?
Where's your heart, mate?
I'm glad we have the distance when I say this. I would love to see the Vixens get up because Simone McInnes has announced that she's stepping down, and I think it would be a fairy tale ending for her and to be in Melbourne. I can't see it happening, guys. But that's what I would love to see. As a commentator, I want a close
You're a
game.
sentimentalist,
No, I'm okay. So you only played 9 games for the Vixens versus 50-odd for Perth.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, well, I won.
Who let you down over here?
My last game with the Vixens, guys.
Who hurt you? Who hurt you? Was it Wags?
Oh, no. No. Like, that's a whole nother chat.
Well, it is going to be an absolute cracker. It's been a great season. Crowd numbers, I mean, here they've been amazing, but also for other teams around the competition. The fact that the Swifts were right up there right until the very end, you know, that was a cracking prelim final. It's going to be a great grand final. We can't wait.
It'll be awesome. I had the joy of being over there on the ground in Perth for that major semi-final. You guys do it better than anyone by a long stretch. You should be very proud of yourselves in that regard. Go the West Coast Fever. Go the Vixens. It'll be brilliant.
Yeah, good on you, Kat. Thanks, mate.
Sean Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.